Hello everyone, I am Allison Chuggerman. I'm a board certified integrative nutritionist and a holistic health coach, and I have a private practice called Attain True Health because I believe everyone is capable of attaining their true or optimal health with just a little help and a little mindfulness in making lots of good choices. So I am thrilled to be part of the Seeds of Intention Spirits of Love Spring Equinox Retreat. And I really want to thank Tammy for giving me this opportunity to be a part of it. So I think what I'm going to offer you all over the next month is a couple videos and information about food, sound nutrition, because that's part of the balance. And what a more apropos way to start this than with a seed. So I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself first, but today's topic is actually going to be chia seeds, also known as a superfood. So as I mentioned, I have a private practice called Attain True Health, and I've been in the health and wellness field now for almost 20 years. And the reason I want to share this with you is because I think it's important to know that I didn't get into this just by chance. It actually happened in a way that involved my children. And the school told me and my husband at the time, and this was almost, as I said, 18, 19 years ago, that my youngest daughter had ADD, that she wasn't focusing or concentrating in school. And I know that they tell that to many children today. So we didn't know anything different. So we literally took her to a pediatric neurologist, and he put her on a form of Ritalin known as Dexedrine. Not something that we really wanted to do, but as I said, we didn't know one way or the other. So it lasted about 3 weeks. And those 3 weeks were not really fun here at home. She was on an emotional roller coaster. She didn't really know what was happening in her little 6-year-old body. She was crying a lot. She wasn't eating. She wasn't sleeping. And so we decided to go back and maybe try to adjust the dosage or tell him, ask him what is happening. And when we did that, when we went back to him and I said, she really isn't eating. He said, I'll put her on an appetite increaser. And I said, okay, but she isn't sleeping. Oh, he said, we'll put her on a sleeping pill. And then I said, she's crying a lot. He goes, we'll put her on Prozac. So I don't even know if you're as shocked now by hearing that story as we were back then, but we literally walked out of the office and didn't look back. So to make a long story short, it led me down the path of nutrition because I went home and I changed our diets. I took out dyes and preservatives and additives and refined sugars, and we really started to look at what we were eating and make more mindful choices. And then we started to add some exercise in because I knew about the balance, that it wasn't just maybe the food, it was about how we look at the body holistically. So within a month, her teacher called us and said, my goodness, your daughter is doing amazing in school now. What medication is she on? And I said, she's on food. And she said, what? I said, just food and exercise. So this light bulb kind of went off in my head about if I could help one person, then I can help many. So it's my mission today to educate as many people as I can about making mindful choices in what you're eating and how you use your lifestyle to propel yourself to attain optimal health. So with that being said, today's topic is chia seeds. And I don't know what you know about chia seeds or what you don't know, but they've been around for thousands of years. And the Olmec Indians decided to use these as their only source of nourishment when they went on a march or a hunt for long periods of time, because all they needed to do was fill their pockets or a little satchel with a handful of chia seeds, and they needed to find a river for water, and they could sustain themselves for hours, because chia seeds have what's known as a gel forming property. And this is actually really good for people that are interested in gaining more energy because they keep you full and satiated for a very long time. And if you're interested in weight management or keeping your weight under control, that gel forming property is really important because, as I mentioned, it keeps you full for a longer period of time, and so you're less likely to overeat. And the third thing that chia seeds are really, really important for as a health concern is digestion, because they have soluble fiber in them. And that fiber allows the digestive tract to be kind of cleaned out. They kind of work their way through the tract and grab things along with them. So chia seeds are really, really fine and small. And I don't know how well you can see this, but I'd like to show you. I'm going to pour them on the plate here. You don't want to necessarily blend these because you want to keep them whole, because when they're whole, they're going to be more active and form that gel forming property much quicker. So we're going to be using these chia seeds to make an amazing recipe today. So the benefits of chia seeds are so profound that I'd like to take a minute and just read you a couple things because I want you to remember this. It's packed with so many vitamins, nutrients, and minerals that you're not going to believe this. So I'm going to take a look here and just give you some facts. So listen to this. Besides that amazing gel forming ability that they have, they also have 8 times more omega-3s than salmon, 30% more antioxidants than blueberries, 25% more fiber than flax seeds, 3 times more iron than spinach, 15 times more magnesium than broccoli, 6 times more calcium than milk, and lastly, 2 times more potassium than a banana. So the ability for these to energize you, to create a beautiful ecosystem in your gut and improve digestion, and for weight management purposes, this is the seed for you. So I'm going to put this back, and now we're going to continue on with the recipe. So simple, and it can be used for breakfast. I know that the standard American diet today is high in refined carbohydrates. Many people are eating bagels and waffles and muffins and pancakes and those kind of things for breakfast. But if you're gluten-free, maybe that's not the best option for you today. Also, if you'd like a dairy-free option, this chia seed pudding is a beautiful recipe for breakfast. It can be used also as a snack, mid-afternoon snack, and it can be used as dessert. Maybe you want to add some chocolate shavings or something on top of that. So we're going to look at a very easy and simple recipe, and I just wanted to show you the pudding. And all this is 2 cups of coconut milk and a half a cup of chia seeds. And it formed, just by being in the refrigerator for an hour, a very thick, almost like a tapioca pudding. So the recipe only has 5 ingredients in it. 2 cups of coconut milk, and you can use a vanilla flavored coconut milk, or you can use an unsweetened variety. It has a half a cup of chia seeds. It also has a 1/4 cup of a sweetener. Now, you don't need to use that much if you don't want to. I had used either a maple syrup, or this is a coconut palm sugar, something that's liquid. You can use honey. You probably wouldn't even need that much if you used honey, but you can use a natural sweetener from Mother Nature. You can also use stevia if you choose to, and you would only need a small amount. Remember, this is sweetened to your taste. Some people choose to use no sweetener at all. And then the last ingredient is vanilla extract. And this vanilla extract is from Mexico. Be careful when you're buying vanilla extracts, because a lot of them have artificial colors and flavors, and some of them don't really come from the vanilla bean. The other thing I just want to remind you of is maple syrup. You want to be careful about that. Not the Aunt Jemima variety, not the Mrs. Butterworth, I think that's what it's called. Those are really caramel coloring, and they probably don't even have any real maple syrup in them. So be very mindful of your choices. And the last ingredient would be cinnamon. And this is totally up to you. It's an optional ingredient, but it depends on how you want your pudding flavored. The variations that you're going to get in the recipe in the blog that I'm sharing with you has 5 or 6 different variations of this pudding. You could add anything you want to this. Other fruits, other vegetables, all kinds of oatmeal, pecans, that kind of thing. You can add banana, strawberry, blueberries. But the last ingredient for a plain and simple breakfast option would be cinnamon. And you want to make sure you get a high quality cinnamon. So what I did is I added everything but the chia seeds into the blender. And I don't want to turn the blender on now and make the noise, but that's exactly how I got the gel. And then I added the chia seeds in and stirred it up, and it sat in the fridge for an hour, and it formed a beautiful pudding. And then the most important thing is you can make this look beautiful. So what I've done is I usually store mine in mason jars, and this is my breakfast. And you can make up a variety, as I mentioned before, of different kinds of chia pudding for your breakfast every day. You can add some chocolate shavings in if you wanted a snack in mid-afternoon for a little bit of a pick-me-up, or a dessert. So 5 ingredients, very simple and full of seeds of intention.